Is there a kind of a point now where you need to level with people and say, if there was another big event like this, the SES still won't be able to be everywhere at all times. There's going to be a huge reliance of still people jumping in their tinnies and neighbours looking after each other.
And we never want to stifle that. And one of the recommendations is actually providing funding to some of these communities. We've met with community leaders who live in high-risk catchments, Laura, who want to be part of the solution, and what we're looking at as community first responders and seeking grant money for these communities to make sure that they're professionalised. Not everybody wants to join and become a full-time volunteer. We need to respect that people are busier these days. So, but at the same time that we really need these volunteers, it's important. Now, when it comes to flood rescue, I know that the State Rescue Board is looking closely at it, and we need to train many more agencies in flood rescue. And if you thought about Metropolitan Sydney, the New South Wales Fire and Rescue are totally capable of assisting with flood rescue. RFS could assist with flood rescue regionally, and of course New South Wales Police and other agencies as well. But we need to significantly expand that capability, particularly knowing that we've got some difficult weather patterns coming.
Just finally, did you find anything in your report that found that volunteers treated this like a 9-to-5 job?
No, not at all. And I think the volunteers at times have been unfairly criticised. I mean, these people live in the communities. They have full-time jobs. The volunteers themselves, some were isolated and couldn't get to the unit to get out to assist, and others, of course, worked tirelessly. You know, these were two major weather events. We can't deny that. But at the same time, I think the people of New South Wales deserve better. I think our focus needs to be on the community, whether you're a full-time employee or whether you're a volunteer. And I think that's one of the great learnings, is if we continue to focus on community first, expanding our flood rescue capability, then you'll see a much better outcome. And one last thing, Laura, if I could, I think there is some complacency in some communities around floods versus bushfires, and I would just ask community members who are living in high-risk catchments, your areas are still saturated, your dams are full, your rivers are running full. You just need to be mindful of the warnings and evacuate early. Even if that's an inconvenience, evacuating early will save many more lives.
Mick Fuller, appreciate your time. Good to talk to you this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Laura.